Okay, guys. Okay, guys. So today we're gonna go through some half guard and some concepts around it. So first, we're gonna start off with a very flat back on the floor and how to get back on your side and start attacking. So just for today, like the techniques are pretty simple, both gi and no gi. So there's pretty much no difference. So if you feel like you want to learn this in no gi, just skip over ahead in the video and you'll find it there. So starting off here, I'm flat on my back and Jill is being heavy here. So first things first, if Jill is like this and I can sweep her, then yes, now she's basing out, perfect. So what I want to do here is I want to push her head to the side, right? IBJJF says you can't touch people's face, right? But on the side of the face, that's perfectly nice, like okay to do. So here, I'm creating a space here, like inside her armpit on this side here. So when I do this, I'm gonna move my hips out to the side, and what I wanna do now is swim my hand, my free hand here, inside. So I'm creating a little frame here. Now this frame is gonna help me create some space, so I can now move this arm inside here. So I'm gonna stretch it up here, bring my elbow down, and get under here. Now I'm looking for the underhook, and I can start attacking. So here, I'm flat. I'm flat here. Jill is putting some cross fist pressure. I want to push her away here and bring my arm inside. Already now, she's losing a little bit of her control, but I want to make sure she doesn't flat me out again, right? So I'm going to stretch my arm a little bit up here, bring my elbow in, and go down, right? So I'm slipping under her, and this hand becomes the underhook here, right? Important part on the side here with my legs, make sure you're making the half guard with the inside leg here, right? So you're using this other leg here to hip escape on the floor. If you're doing the opposite, it's gonna be really hard to move your hips out here, right? So I'm always bringing this leg in here, and now I can hip escape out to the side. So likely she'll feel like I'm attacking her back, and she's gonna set up an overhook here. So watch her hand goes over and around my arm, and this prevents me from going to her back. One more time here. So Jill is flattening me out. She can have her head tight here as well. Now it's gonna be a little bit of a fight, so I wanna push her head to the side here and shove my hips to the other side. Bring my hand in, elbow high, and then under. Slip under here. I got the underhook, and she's gonna go for the overhook, right? Okay, guys, so we're gonna go a little bit further here with the half guard. So starting here, flattening out in the half guard. We worked our way here to push, push here, get the underhook, and then come up here on my elbow, right? And so Jill is overhooking here with her arm here, and then I'm gonna keep fighting to come up. Now watch this movement. We did this last week as well. I'm technically doing a technical stand-up. So watch how I'm placing my foot on the floor here. My hand is posted not too close, because then she can sweep me back down again. So I'm having a good base out here, right? So now I can bring my knee underneath me, right? So I spread out Jill's base pretty well here, and there's a little bit of a tug war here, so either she's pushing or she's pulling a lot of the times. And right now she's gonna be leaning a little bit backwards, and she's giving me a sweep here. Now, this hand goes over to her knee. So all I wanna do is just cup her knee here and bring it under me. While I'm doing this, I'm just gonna put my weight on top of her and get the sweep. So here, stretch my leg back. I wanna go straight to the pass if I can. Worst case scenario, she's gonna catch me in a half guard, but I'm on the top and I can start working some good passes from here. So here, starting from the flat out here, push her head away, got the frame, I can work for the underhook. She got the overhook, but I'm still gonna be fighting here to come up. Remember also keep your head tight like we did last week. Come up here, and now she's leaning so far away and I see the knee here, that I can bring it to me easily here. Make sure that you're putting a weight on top and flat her out here. Now I can stretch my leg and circle it around, and I sort of get into like a leg drive position, or just straight to the side control here. One last time. So here, I'm flat, I'm pushing her head away, hip escape a little bit, frame, got my arm in, I'm coming up, right? Here, good base, I can grab her knee, pull it under me, stretch out my leg, and I have the pass. Okay, so last thing for this week, we're gonna do some half guard again, and we started coming up here with the underhook, and Jill has the overhook here, right? So when I'm coming up, she's gonna be pushing towards me. Now, there's a couple of things that I can do here, but to make sure she doesn't post her hand on the floor afterwards, what I can do now is I can grab her hand here. So the underhook goes here to grab her hand, so that when I'm throwing myself underneath her here, she's not going to be able to pull this arm out, right? You can change it a little bit up in the gi, because there's a little bit more friction between the gis here. So by pushing myself tight to her body, I also make it hard for her to pull her arm out. This can be also a little bit of a timing issue, so Jill has really short arms. So in this case, best scenario, I can grab here, right? So what I'm trying to do is time it. So when she pushes back, I'm gonna go under Jill and then roll over, right?
Can you see me?
Come on. So, starting from the half guard again. Here, I got my underhook, she got the overhook. I'm coming up, and what happens here is there's a little tug war where she's pushing back here, right? When she's pushing back, I want to make sure I'm isolating this arm so she can't post it on the floor, right? Whether it's me making sure it's tight here by me pushing up against her, or grabbing her wrist and staying tight here, both work, right? But this one is more safe. Jesus. So here, I'm gonna throw myself underneath her as soon as she pushes back. Here. Now, if you feel like you're stuck here, you can hip escape a little bit to the side and then keep coming up here to like an over-under pass. Time. So, we got up here, boom. I'm staying tight. I can grab her wrist, make sure it doesn't come out. I'm gonna throw myself under her thigh and throw her over me here. Now, coming up, I can grab her belt, grab her knee on the opposite side, and stay tight. And then it's easy to combine it with an over-under pass. Hey guys, welcome to this week. So today I'm going to be showing some half guard and basically start out from flat back here and how to get to the underhook. So here Jill has a really deep half guard here, or like a top half guard pressure here. And first things first, I want to make sure I push her head to the side here, right? So while I'm doing this, I'm going to be hip escaping my hips out to this side. So I'm creating a little bit of a space here. So I'm sneaking this other hand in to create a frame. Now I'm looking to bring my other arm inside here. So to do this, I'm pointing my elbow down and still coming up on my side here. Bring your elbow down and then under her armpit, so you get the underhook here. So back to the flat position. Jill is cross facing me, so I want to push her head away here and make her look the other way. Now, if you're afraid of the IGF rules that you're not going to touch her face, make sure you're putting your hand on her forehead or the side of her head, right? So here, push to the side, bring my hips out, and now looking for my hand to get inside here, right? Now I made the frame. I have the time now to move my other arm under and around, right? watch how Jill goes for the overhook straight away, and this is super natural as she doesn't want me to take her back, right? So one more time. Here, I'm gonna push her head to the side, bring my hand in, and then my upper arm for the underhook. Last thing, I can start coming up on my elbow or my hand here, right? Okay, so now on to the next part here in the half guard. So we can start flat out again where Jill is putting pressure. So here I'm pushing her head away, I bring my arm in, I look for the underhook, and now I'm starting to come up with my elbow and my hand here. Now watch how I'm gonna bring my hips back like a technical stand-up. I'm using this leg in the back here to create a base so I can now bring this knee back here. I basically stretched Jill's legs apart and I can start fighting a couple of attacks here. So what's gonna happen a lot is she's leaning a little bit back, right? And what I'm looking for is super basic. I'm just gonna grab her far knee here and bring it under me. As I do so, make sure you're putting some pressure with your chest here, right? So now I'm gonna stretch my leg back, try not to let her close a half guard on me, and then go for the side control, or like a leg drag position. So, back here, right, sorry, there. So fighting for the underhook, I get onto my side here, get it, and then I'm coming up on my elbow. Now, all the way up on my hand, I bring my knee back, and now I can start looking for the sweep. Watch how I'm gonna put my pressure on top of her, so this can, it takes some patience sometimes if they're really good at posting or if they're moving a lot. All you need to do is just constantly have some pressure, and then eventually you'll get through. All right, one last time. Here, she has the underhook here and she's putting pressure, push her away, get my arm in, underhook. Up on my arm, she's leaning away. I'm gonna sweep her, bring my leg around, and I can start working good position. Okay, last part of the class here. So we're gonna do the last sweep. So we can just start off here when I'm starting to come up with the underhook and Jill has the overhook here, right? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna look for a timing where she's pushing back on top of me, right? When this happens, I'm gonna sweep her over me, right? First things first, I gotta make sure she doesn't post her arm out like she's about to do now. So I'm gonna go here and then she posts this arm on the floor, right? And then I can't sweep her anymore. But there is a couple of things I can do here. I can come back up and look for her back again, unless she goes for the overhook again, right? So to prevent this, I'm gonna grab her wrist. Now when I grab Jill's wrist here, she can try to pull out all she wants, but it's gonna be super hard. So now I can throw myself under as soon as she pushes back, right? When she pushes back, I'm going here. I can step on the floor, bring my hips to the side, and here we are in like an over-under passing position, right? So, again, I have the underhook here, and I'm coming up, right? To make sure she doesn't post, I grab her wrist. Here, she pushes back. I'm gonna stay tight, and I can pass as soon as we're up. One more time here. So, coming up, boom, grab her wrist, I try to push, and when she pushes back, perfect. Gonna go here, and come up.